Hey y'all, it's Sunday, so once again I am outside in the garden. Today is a little bit different because we have been gone for 5 days, and today not only am I just out in the garden enjoying things, I am assessing the situation in the garden because I know that there are some things that are going to need to come out, some things I'm going to have to start over. So today's walkthrough is really just assessing the situation. You won't see me doing much, but just talking about what needs to happen and how I prepared before I left, whether or not it worked or didn't work. Starting right here on the patio. Let me just show you what we have going on. First and foremost, I had some things. I had half of mine to start some seeds before I left, but then I said, Nick, don't do that. It's just going to dry out. So I didn't do anything up here. You can see I had a little pineapple that I was starting before I left, and it's got great roots going on it, but because I couldn't change out the water, it's all murky and nasty. So, just have to come do some housekeeping. I will probably start my seeds if I have time today and put them in the garage in a seed starting station where the grow lights are. Anything potted pretty much is struggling, is suffering. There was some arugula in this little pot right here, and I already pulled all that out because it's wilted, gone. Same thing over here. Some bok choy and some tatsoi. They're doing okay, but they're pretty dry. Need some help. I'll deal with that later. This, same thing over here. There were seeds starting and they dried out. Like these actually, a couple of these actually had little seedlings in them before I left, and they dried out. I was hoping for some rain, didn't happen. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later. But I created these are glass lanterns, and they're meant to be inside. Well, they can be on a covered patio, as you can see here. And I just created it's like a little jar inside of the lantern that I'm growing these pothos strictly in water. Because pothos is the only potted plant that I can keep alive. I have some in the house that are doing great. But because they're growing in water, they need some help. So this is probably the only thing you'll see me using this kind of plant food on is the potted plants and indoor plants. So real quick, I'm just going to feed those a little bit because, again, there's no nutrients. It's just water. This one over here, I noticed had some things on the leaves. I don't know if they are bugs or what, but I'm just going to go ahead and clean them, like spray them with a little bit of water. I'm working on a video where I talk about things that I feel like are necessary in the garden, or if you have indoor plants, and things that I think just are a waste of money or they're cute. This right here, I think, is a waste of money. It's just cute, but it does work for the plants out here, and I'll explain more about that in that video. So keep an eye out, stay tuned for that. That's pretty easy maintenance. I'm just gonna have to top off those jars on the inside, the jar inside of there. I'm gonna have to top it off with some water, but that's pretty straightforward right there. Now let's head to the garden. First and foremost, when I leave for vacation, oh gosh, this is worse than I thought it would be. I always put a little water in my buggy here, and then I leave it, and I rely on nature. I rely on God to do the rest. So I was hoping that we would get some rain, because what normally happens is I sit my potted plants in here in this buggy, fill it with a little bit of water, not much, and then when it rains, the buggy fills up and continues to water these plants from the bottom. They soak up as much as they need, and the rest just stays in the buggy. As you can see, it's bone dry and things are drooping. This right here was some chocolate mint. Even it died. So today I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this with some more water, and then I'm just gonna hope for the best, hope for them to bounce back. My hand smells so great because I just crushed that mint in it. But these babies, the lemon and the lime, I just got those from HEB, and Jesus, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if I thought I was being proactive. I thought I checked the weather. I thought it was supposed to rain, all the things. But clearly that did not happen, as you can see. But this will revive everything, hopefully. Not hopefully, it will. It will revive things. And I'll just let them sit in there until the leaves bounce back. That'll let me know that it's, fully watered and they'll be okay. Same thing with these in the grow bags. I was just expecting a little bit of, rain. This is the blueberry bush that I got from Aldi for like $5, $6. And it's doing okay so far. I just amended the soil to make it more acidic. And this is what I call my avocado farm. I have a bunch of avocado seeds that I kept. This one right here that I'm touching, this one right here where you see it has no leaves, that one was big and it just had, the sun was too much for it. It just got completely scorched. That was even before we left, so I knew I was going to have to deal with that when I came back. So no surprises there. Now to the garden. Not a lot going on out here. Everything's just parched. And even though I have a sprinkler system, that does not help. I did have it timed and I did run it manually a few times while we were gone. As you can see, the mint that was out here in the garden, it has water in the pot, which I'm gonna leave so that it can suck it up from the bottom, but it's doing fine. It's doing okay, and that's because the sprinklers were giving it some water, so it did all right. All of my flowers are doing okay. The zinnias are doing okay, but everything is just really, really parched. It's too hot for people, for pets, and for plants. This right here probably did better with me being gone because I was messing with it too much. This basically is I propagated this. It's just a cutting of that hibiscus plant right there. I took a cutting from the bottom and just stuck it in the ground right here. I put some root hormone on the bottom of it and then keep it super duper moist. Yeah, these bottom leaves are wilting a little bit, but you can see it has new growth on it. So it's doing pretty okay. I'm hopeful for that one. That one looks pretty good. I don't know. Things look okay, but they're going to have to bounce back. This side all looks pretty decent. This right here is a Tatume squash. I planted this because it's resistant to the vine borer. But look at these beans. Luckily, beans I can plant at any time because we have a very long growing season. But what I think happened here is that when the groundskeepers came to mow like out there, they come all the way up to the fence. And when I think they cut these beans from that side when they were weed eating, because these normally don't turn brown like that from the heat. Well, this one, look at that, see? This one did, but yeah, I think that might have been what happened there. The squash is doing fine. The asparagus is always doing fine. That monster always does fine, but look at the basil in front of it, wilting. And that's because, again, it's in a pot. I have to rely on the weather, the rain, to give that some water for me. So I'll water it. It'll be okay. Cucumbers are done for. Hubby did find one cucumber that was ready to harvest over here, but there's more brown than green going on. So I will get out here and assess this. Yeah, you hear that? It's crunchy, super crunchy. So I will get out here and see what's going on with that, if anything is salvageable, or if there's any more cucumbers on there. And I might have time to plant another cucumber just to get a little bit more harvest out of that. Again, the flowers are doing great. The zinnias are pretty. The marigolds are pretty. Let's see what's going on here. Gosh, now that took off. This is tomatillo. That's doing great. Took off. And that right there this is turmeric. and that's doing great. It took off. Over here is the tomato garden. This year's the tomato garden anyway. Now before we left, I actually put out some compost, put that compost out, because I'm going to start some other things in this corner this week. But as for the tomatoes, I think they're done. These were determinate tomatoes. I had 3 San Marzanos and 2 Romas, which I had already pulled up. Now the San Marzanos need to come up because they're not producing anymore. And you can see, again, there's almost more brown than there is green. And determinate tomatoes, the thing about them is that they produce all that they're going to produce pretty much at one time in one go, or sorry about that, pretty much in one go. And when they're done, they're done. So those are going to come out. Again, I might have a little bit of time to come out here and plant some more, but we'll see how that goes. I might do it in pots first because there may not be enough time for them to fully mature and do their thing. These other ones over here were indeterminates. These, again, it's too hot. It's too hot. I had already cut so much back on these because it was so hot that they were getting scorched like this, like all of that. It was getting scorched. I didn't even have a bug problem, which is insane, but it wasn't growing so well because it couldn't hold on to moisture. Normally, these tomatoes would have totally taken over this little trellis, this little arch that I put out here. So that's all gonna come out, all of it. We'll try again. And of course, my beautiful zinnias. I'm gonna come out here and cut these again. The more you cut them, the more they come back. Hello, butterfly. Look at God, y'all. Look at God. Let's take a moment to be thankful and to appreciate the true beauty of nature. That's gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going to come and cut most of these flowers down. This is the biggest zinnia that I have out here. I'm going to take those inside, have my own cut flowers. Bye-bye. Oh, so pretty. I'm sorry that I did not expect that little, I didn't expect a co-star today, but I love it and I'll take it. All right, so that's the assessment of the situation out here. I'm gonna get to work before it gets way too hot. I literally just refilled this bird bath. Like, it was full to the top, right here. And now there's less than 1 inch of water in it. That lets you know how hot it is. It evaporated just that quickly. Anyway, you guys, I am going and get my sun hat and come out here and get started on some work. Like I said before, it gets way too hot on me. And I don't know, you guys enjoy your Sunday and stay cool out there and be safe. Till next time. I also, remember, I said I was going to talk about some things that are, I feel are necessary in the garden, some things that are nice to have, and some things that I just wouldn't waste my money on because I've already wasted it, and I'm going to do that work for you and let you know what not to spend your money on, especially if you're in the South. Sorry, I had to get out of that sun. Especially if you're in the South, because we have special needs, I'll say. Our weather is different, like it's like no place else. Our weeds are different. It's like no place else. So anyway, like I said, stay tuned for that video coming up soon. And until next time, you guys, thanks for joining me. Bye.